Have you ever wondered why happiness sometimes feels just out of reach, even when life seems to be going well? Or why the advice from ancient philosophers and spiritual teachers still resonates with us today, despite all our modern advances? The search for happiness is as old as humanity itself, and surprisingly, many answers to our modern struggles can be found in ancient wisdom. Welcome to BetterSelf, the channel where you can improve your English and transform your life at the same time. Here, we explore powerful self-development strategies in simple, clear English so you can grow as a person while strengthening your listening and language skills. Today, we'll explore the happiness hypothesis, 10 ancient truths for modern well-being. Each chapter will reveal a timeless lesson, share real-life stories, and offer practical exercises to help you experience greater happiness, balance, and meaning. Are you ready to discover how wisdom from the past can change your life today? Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Rider and the Elephant, Understanding Your Mind Day. Imagine for a moment that your mind is like a person riding a large elephant. The rider represents your rational side, the part of you that plans, thinks, and makes decisions. The elephant is your emotional side, full of desires, habits, and feelings. This image, borrowed from ancient Buddhist teachings and used by modern psychologist Jonathan Haidt, is a powerful way to understand how we work inside. Most of us would like to believe that our rational mind, the rider, is always in control. After all, we make plans, set goals, and try to do what's best for us. But if you've ever tried to break a bad habit or stick to a new routine, you know how strong the elephant can be. Sometimes, your feelings, urges, or old patterns seem to take control, and the rider feels powerless. For example, think about someone trying to eat healthier. Their rational mind tells them to choose a salad, but when they see a piece of chocolate cake, their emotional side takes over. The elephant is drawn to pleasure and comfort, and the rider struggles to hold the reins. Ancient wisdom teaches us that true happiness comes when our rider and elephant work together. Instead of fighting our emotions, we need to understand them, respect them, and gently guide them. This means creating environments and routines that support our goals and being patient with ourselves when we slip. Exercise. Take a moment to reflect on a habit you want to change. Ask yourself, when do I feel the elephant taking control? How can I make it easier for my rider to guide the elephant next time? Remember, the first step towards happiness is understanding how your mind works. When you learn to work with your emotions instead of against them, you create a path to lasting well-being. Chapter 2. The Power of Perspective. You are not your thoughts. One of the oldest lessons in human history is that our thoughts are not always true. Ancient Greek philosophers like Epictetus taught that it's not things themselves that disturb us, but our judgments about them. In other words, the way we see the world shapes how we feel and act. Imagine two people stuck in traffic on a Monday morning. One person gets angry, thinking, "This is terrible. My day is ruined." The other takes a deep breath and thinks, "This is a chance to enjoy some music or a podcast." The same situation, but completely different experiences. The difference is not the traffic, but their perspective. In Buddhist tradition, meditation is used to observe thoughts as they come and go, like clouds passing in the sky. You learn to watch your mind without getting caught up in every thought or feeling. This practice helps you step back and remember, you are not your thoughts. You can choose which ones to listen to. A powerful modern example is Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist who survived the Holocaust. He lost almost everything, but he discovered that while we cannot always control what happens to us, we can choose how we respond. This freedom to choose our perspective is a key to happiness. Exercise. The next time you notice a negative thought, pause and ask yourself, is this thought really true? Is there another way to see this situation? Practicing this simple shift can change how you feel and help you find peace, even in difficult moments. By learning to separate yourself from your thoughts, you gain the power to shape your own happiness. Chapter 3. The Middle Way. Balance in all things. Life often pulls us in different directions. We want to work hard, but we also want to relax. We want to be healthy, but we also want to enjoy treats. Ancient wisdom, especially from Buddhist and Greek philosophy, teaches the importance of the middle way, finding balance instead of living at the extremes. Think of a guitar string. If you pull it too tight, it will snap. If you leave it too loose, it won't make any sound. Only when the string is balanced does it create beautiful music. In the same way, our lives are happiest when we find a healthy balance between effort and rest, discipline and pleasure, giving and receiving. The story of Siddhartha Gautama, who became the Buddha, is a perfect example. He tried living in luxury, and then in extreme poverty, but found neither brought happiness. Only when he chose the middle path, balancing his needs and desires, did he find enlightenment. In modern life, this might mean not working so hard that you burn out, but also not being so relaxed that you miss opportunities. It could mean enjoying your favorite foods sometimes, but not every day. Exercise. Look at an area of your life where you feel out of balance. Is it work, relationships, or health? What small step could you take today to bring more balance to this area? Remember, happiness grows in the space between extremes. By walking the middle way, you create a life that is both meaningful and enjoyable. Chapter 4. The Law of Impermanence. This too shall pass. Everything in life changes. The seasons shift, people grow older, and even our problems and joys come and go. Ancient wisdom, especially from Buddhist and Stoic philosophy, teaches us about impermanence, the idea that nothing lasts forever. At first, this idea may seem sad, but it is actually a key to happiness. When we understand that difficult times will not last forever, we find hope even in the darkest moments. And when we remember that good times are also temporary, we learn to appreciate them more deeply. A famous Persian story tells of a powerful king who wanted a phrase that would help him in both good times and bad. His wise men gave him a simple ring with the words, "This too shall pass." Whenever the king faced sadness or joy, he remembered these words and found peace. In modern life, we can use this lesson to handle stress and disappointment. For example, if you fail an exam or lose a job, it feels terrible in the moment. But over time, the pain fades and new opportunities appear. On the other hand, enjoying a beautiful day or a happy moment with friends becomes even more special when we know it will not last forever. Exercise. Think about a problem you are facing right now. Remind yourself, this too shall pass. How does this change the way you feel about the situation? By accepting the law of impermanence, we can face life's changes with grace and gratitude, knowing that every moment is precious and temporary. Chapter 5. The Golden Rule. Treat others as you wish to be treated. Almost every ancient culture and religion teaches some version of the Golden Rule. Treat others as you would like to be treated. Whether it's from Confucius in China, Jesus in the Middle East, or philosophers in Greece, this simple idea is a foundation for happiness and strong relationships. Imagine a world where everyone acts with kindness, respect, and understanding. Conflicts would be fewer, and trust would grow. Even in small, everyday moments, like holding the door for someone or listening without judgment, the Golden Rule creates a positive ripple effect. A modern example is the story of a woman who, after receiving unexpected kindness from a stranger when her car broke down, decided to pay it forward. She helped someone else in need, and soon, her whole community was practicing small acts of kindness. Research shows that helping others not only makes them feel good, but also increases our own happiness. But the Golden Rule is not always easy to follow. Sometimes, we feel hurt or impatient, and it's tempting to react with anger. Ancient wisdom reminds us that choosing kindness, even when it's hard, builds character and creates a better world for everyone. Exercise. Today, choose one way to practice the Golden Rule. It could be as simple as giving a genuine compliment, helping a neighbor, or forgiving someone who made a mistake. Notice how it makes you feel. By treating others with the kindness and respect we wish to receive, we create connections and happiness that last far beyond the moment. Chapter 6. The Virtue of Gratitude, Seeing the Good. Gratitude is one of the oldest and most powerful tools for happiness. Ancient philosophers and spiritual leaders all spoke about the importance of noticing and appreciating what we have, instead of focusing on what we lack. In ancient Rome, the Stoic philosopher Seneca wrote about the value of gratitude, saying that it is not happiness that makes us grateful, but gratitude that makes us happy. When we take time to notice the good things in our lives, a warm meal, a friend's smile, a sunny morning, we shift our attention from problems to possibilities. Think of gratitude like a flashlight in a dark room. When you shine it on the positive things, even small ones, the darkness seems less overwhelming. Modern studies have shown that people who practice gratitude regularly feel happier, sleep better, and even have stronger relationships. A real-life story comes from a school teacher who asked her students to write down 3 things they were grateful for every day. Over time, the children became more cheerful and kind to each other. The simple act of focusing on the good changed the whole classroom. Exercise. Tonight, before you go to bed, write down 3 things you are grateful for. Try to do this every night for a week. Notice how your mood changes. Gratitude is a practice, not just a feeling. By making it a habit, you open your eyes to the beauty and joy already present in your life. Chapter 7. The Strength of Acceptance. Loving what is. Sometimes we spend a lot of energy wishing things were different. We worry about the past, or we fight against the present moment. Ancient wisdom, especially from Stoicism and Eastern philosophy, teaches us the value of acceptance, learning to love what is. This does not mean giving up or never trying to improve. Instead, it means letting go of the struggle against things we cannot change and finding peace with reality. A famous example is the story of Epictetus, a Greek philosopher who was born a slave. Despite his difficult life, he found freedom in accepting what he could not control and focusing on his own thoughts and actions. He taught that our happiness depends not on what happens to us, but on how we respond. In modern times, people who practice acceptance, for example, through mindfulness or therapy, often feel less stress and more joy. Accepting your feelings, even the uncomfortable ones, allows you to move forward instead of getting stuck. Exercise. Think of something in your life that you wish were different, but cannot change. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and say to yourself, for now, this is how things are. And that's okay. Notice how it feels to stop fighting and start accepting. Acceptance is not about weakness or defeat, but about finding the strength to face life as it is and to grow from each experience. Chapter 8. The Value of Purpose, Living for Something Greater. Throughout history, people have searched for meaning and purpose. Ancient philosophers like Aristotle believed that living a good life means finding your unique purpose and using your strengths to help others. Imagine life as a journey. If you do not know where you are going, it is easy to feel lost or empty, even if you have comfort and success. But when you have a sense of purpose, a reason to get up in the morning, life feels richer and more satisfying. The story of Viktor Frankl, who survived terrible suffering in concentration camps, shows the power of purpose. He noticed that those who found meaning, even in pain, were more likely to survive and recover. He later wrote that those who have a why to live can bear almost any how. Nay, does you all? Modern research supports this ancient truth. People who feel their lives have meaning are happier, healthier, and more resilient. Purpose does not have to be something big. It can be caring for your family, creating art, helping a friend, or learning new skills. Exercise. Ask yourself, what gives my life meaning? What do I care about deeply? Try writing a short sentence that describes your purpose and keep it somewhere you can see every day. By connecting to your own sense of purpose, you can find energy, hope, and happiness, even in the hardest times. Chapter 9. The Practice of Mindfulness. Being present. In our busy world, it is easy to spend most of our time thinking about the past or worrying about the future. Ancient traditions, especially in Buddhism and Hinduism, teach the importance of mindfulness, the art of being fully present in the moment. Mindfulness is like shining a spotlight on your experience, noticing your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without judgment. When you are present, you can enjoy life's simple pleasures, handle stress better, and make wiser choices. Imagine you are eating your favorite meal. If your mind is elsewhere, you miss the taste and the joy. But if you slow down and pay attention, each bite becomes a small celebration. A modern story comes from a busy doctor who learned to take mindful pauses during her day. She would stop, take 3 slow breaths, and notice her body and emotions. This simple habit helped her feel calmer, more focused, and more grateful, even during stressful times. Exercise. Pick one daily activity, like brushing your teeth or drinking tea. For 1 week, practice doing it mindfully. Notice every detail, and gently bring your attention back when your mind wanders. Mindfulness is a skill, and it grows stronger with practice. By being present, you discover more joy and peace in every moment. Chapter 10. The Gift of Connection. We are social beings. From the earliest times, humans have lived in groups, shared stories, and helped each other. Ancient wisdom reminds us that happiness grows when we feel connected to others. Aristotle called humans social animals, and nearly every spiritual tradition teaches the importance of family, friendship, and community. Even in modern times, studies show that people with strong relationships are healthier, live longer, and feel happier. Imagine a campfire in the dark. Alone, it is easy to feel cold and afraid. But when people gather around the fire, sharing warmth and stories, life feels richer and safer. A real-world example is the town of Roseto, Pennsylvania. For many years, the people there lived longer and had less heart disease than other places. Researchers found it was not their diet or exercise, but their close-knit community that made the difference. Building connection does not always mean having many friends. It can be as simple as sharing a meal, calling a family member, or listening deeply to someone's story. Exercise. This week, reach out to someone you care about. Have a real conversation, ask how they are, and listen with your full attention. Notice how both of you feel after connecting. Happiness is not a solo journey. By building strong relationships, we create a foundation of joy and support that lasts a lifetime. Chapter 11. The Courage to Change. Growth is possible. Many ancient stories are about transformation. From the Greek myth of the phoenix rising from the ashes, to the teachings of Confucius about self-cultivation, the message is clear. Growth and change are always possible. Sometimes, we feel stuck or afraid to try new things. We worry about failing or making mistakes. But ancient wisdom teaches that courage, the ability to face fear and take action, is the key to personal growth and happiness. A modern example is J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter. She faced many rejections and hardships before her books became famous. She once said, "It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all." Her courage to keep going changed her life and inspired millions. Growth often begins with a single step. It might be learning a new skill, changing a habit, or speaking up for yourself. Each small act of courage moves you closer to the life you want. Exercise. Think of one area in your life where you would like to grow. What is one small, brave step you can take this week? Write it down and commit to trying it. Remember, happiness is not about being perfect, but about having the courage to change and improve, little by little. You have just explored 12 ancient truths for modern well-being, lessons about your mind, your relationships, and your journey through life. From understanding the rider and the elephant within you, to practicing gratitude, courage, and letting go, you now have a toolkit of wisdom that has helped people find happiness for thousands of years. Remember, Happiness is not a final destination, but a path you walk every day. By applying these old lessons in your modern life, you can create more balance, peace, and joy, one small step at a time. Thank you for joining me on this journey with BetterSelf, where you can improve your English and your life together. If you found these ideas helpful, don't forget to subscribe, so you never miss a chance to grow. And always remember, you have the power to create your own happiness, starting right now. See you in the next video.